Street Corner Sunday.
Oldies 99.9, the Valley's greatest hits of all time. Watch out!
Here we go again. Yep. Work.
Oh, I hope you don't have any heartaches today. Hey everybody, it's me, Rockin' Steve B. Man, it's been a while since we've done this, right? We're at Street Corner Sunday. Yes, we're in that street corner. And we have 5 hours of great doo-wop from the 50s and 60s. And here's what we're going to do. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, when you actually see this, it's going to go continuous, but we're not going to post the whole entire 5 hours. You're going to see it split up into chunks. You're going to have hour 1, hour 2, hour 3, hour 4, and hour 5. All right. That'll make it a little bit easier on me. It'll make it easier on you. And at hour number 1 and 2, as always, it is just regular doo-wop oldies of the 50s and 60s. And then at hour 3, at 9 o'clock, it is the 9 o'clock spotlight. All right. And today's 9 o'clock spotlight is Old Town Records. Yes, you're going to want to stay tuned for that. Some great doo-wop from Old Town Records. And then on hour 4, all right, hour 4, which is from 10 to 11 o'clock, that is going to be more doo-wop oldies. And then, of course, from 11 to 12 o'clock, the final hour, it is going to be the slow doo-wop hour. All right. Okay, so let's get on with it. Let's move on to our next song, the Avons, going back to the year 1962 on Hole Records. This is a B-side. It's called A Girl to Call My Own, and it's right here on the Street Corner Sunday with me, Rockin' Steve B, right here on Oldies 99.9, the station you sing along to. On Hall Records here on Oldies 99.9, the station you sing along to. Well, let's get to some shout-outs here. I want to shout out my grandfather, Alan. Yes, hey Alan, how you doing? Hope you're enjoying all the great good time doo-wop here. I want to shout out my teacher, Jack. Hey, Mr. P, how's it going? Hope you're enjoying all the great doo-wop. And, of course, I want to shout out my buddy Dan down in New Jersey. And yes, he loves the great doo-wop music of the 50s and 60s. And here we go. We're going back to 1959 now. This song last year came in at number 92 on the top 101 doo-wop songs of 2022. It's The Desires and a song called Let It Please Be You. And it's right here on the station you sing along to, Oldies 99.9.
If there's someone that I want, let it please me. Let it please be you.
It's that great street corner harmony sound. It's Street Corner Sunday night here on PA's only
Oldies 99.9.
Going back to 1957 on Aladdin Records here on Street Corner Sunday night here on Oldies 99.9, the station you sing along to. Well, the next couple of songs, we're going to do a twin spin. This next group is called the Bob Knight 4, and they were signed on to Laurel Records in 1961. They're from Brooklyn, and oh man, some great stuff here. The next first song you're going to hear is called Good Goodbye, And the next song you'll hear is Well, I'm Glad. Man, this is stuff you just don't hear on the radio anymore. And it's where we are playing all
So long.
So long. So long, my darling.
Twin spin. Oldies 99.9.
I'm so glad, very glad. Yes, I'm glad, oh so glad.
Here's a great up-tempo, fast doo-wop record here on Street Corner Sunday night, here on PA's only.
Oldies 99.9.
You can't beat Dion there, backed up by the Del Satins, going back to 1962 here on Street Corner Sunday night, here on Oldies and 99.9. It's nothing but doo-wop of the 50s and early 60s. And how about we do a couple more shout-outs here? Well, let's do a few more shout-outs. Want to shout out my great uncle, Norm. How's it going, Norm? Hope you're enjoying all this great doo-wop of the 50s and 60s. Great harmony, great music. I know you'll love it. I love it too. That's why I'm doing the show, right? I wouldn't be doing it if I hated it. I want to shout out Bob down in Norwich. Hey, Bob, hope you're having a great weekend so far. And I want to shout out Sharon in Massachusetts. Hey, Sharon, hope you're enjoying the great doo-wop oldies of the 50s and 60s. And everybody else in the group, hope you're enjoying all this great stuff. And, we'll probably do an air check of this so that you can kind of get a little bit of the shout-outs and a little bit of a taste of the music as well. All right, let's move on to the next song. The Videos, going back to 1958, a great one. It's called Trickle Trickle, and it's right here on the station you sing along to, Oldies 99.9.
Oldies 98. Street Corner Sunday.
Distinctive voice of Johnny Maestro and the Crests here on Street Corner Sunday, here on Oldies 99.9. The Northeast home for good times and great oldies. And hey, we have another...
And now, another Lady's Choice.
Yes, we are going back to the year 1959 with this next one. Oh man, it's a great song. It's called Lovers Never Say Goodbye. We're going to send this to all the ladies out there. And this gives you a little bit of a taste of that slow doo-wop hour. Going back to 1959, Lovers Never Say Goodbye.
Please wait for me.
Oh, you can bet that one of these weeks we're going to have the Flamingos as the 9 o'clock spotlight because, oh man, great music they did. Great music. 1959, Lovers Never Say Goodbye. Well, this next group is called The Temptations, and no, this is not The Temptations from Motown, and this is not the Flushing Queens group called Temptations that did Barbara. This is another group from Brooklyn called The Temptations. They were later known as the Van Dykes, and this song here is a great one. We're going back to 1958, and it's called Standing Alone. and it's right here on Street Corner Sunday, here on Oldies 99.9, the Northeast home for good times and great oldies.
Dome, dome, dome.
The music we grew up with. Oldies 99.9.
Angels will sing, church bells will ring.
The Cufflinks here on Street Corner Sunday, going back to 1956 with Guided Missiles on Due-Tone Records. Before that, the Revels, a great Philly group, and a song called When You Come Back to Me. Oh, that's a great one. And then before that, Standing Alone by The Temptations, later to be known as the Van Dykes on King Records, going back to 1958. Well, this next song is another great one. We're going back to 1956 with the Vocal Tones, this one on Apollo Records, and this is a song called Darling, You Know I Love You. And it's right here on Street Corner Sunday, here on the station you sing along to, Oldies 99.9. If it's doo-wop, it's gotta be
Station you sing along to. Oldies 99.9.
I never knew I'd feel this way about
Hey, don't be mad at me. I hope you're not mad at me. The Visuals, a great doo-wop song. That's very rare. Going back to 1964 on Poplar Records. No, not Popular. It's Poplar Records. And great song there. And, of course, before that, you heard Darling, You Know I Love You by the Vocal Tones, going back to 1956. Well, this next one, we all can sing along to it. We're going back to very late 1961, and it would be a huge hit in 1962. Go ahead. You know the words to it. Go ahead and sing along to it. It's that great Street Corner harmony sound. It's Street Corner Sunday night here on PA's only
Oldies 99.9.
Sunday to Monday, Tuesday to Wednesday.
The Students. Going back to 1958 here on the station you sing along to, Oldies 99.9 with Every Day of the Week. And why don't we do a couple more shout-outs here? I want to shout out Ann in Winfield, Kansas. Hey, Ann. Hope you're having a fantastic weekend so far. Want to shout out Rita. Hey, Rita, how you doing? And I want to shout out Jeff in West Side. Hey, Jeff, how's it going? Hope you're enjoying all this great doo-wop music of the 50s and 60s. And everybody else in the group, hope you're enjoying all this great music. And we have more where that came from. This next group, oh man, they're called the Five Pastels. And this is a deep one, okay? Let me tell you, a lot of this stuff you're not going to hear on the radio anymore. This is called You're Just an Angel, going back to the year 1962, and it's right here on the station you sing along to.
You're just an angel.
Anthony and the Imperials, going back to 1958. Two Kinds of People in the World. That's the B-side to Tears on My Pillow. We all know that one, right? Anyways, by the way, before we get to our next song here, and this is actually going to be a dedication here, all right? But before we get to our next song, I want to make sure to remind you guys, make sure to vote. Yes, voting is open for the next many days, okay? We're voting for the top 101 doo-wop songs of 2023. All right, this is our second annual, all right, and we're going to be doing this every year. So make sure you vote, cast your vote when you see a poll open. All right, we're doing it right up until Labor Day. All right, that's the goal, to have this list compiled on Labor Day, and I will play them for you, and we will do it, and we'll enjoy all those great doo-wop songs that you guys voted for. All right, this song here I am dedicating to my teacher in middle school. His name is Jack. Everybody knows him as Mr. P, and he introduced me to this song. This is called Zoo Zoo by the Bonnevilles, going back to 1960. And here it is, Mr. P. Street Corner Sunday.
Oldies 99.9, the Valley's greatest hits of all time.
Boom da 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 boom da 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 boom da 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 whoop whoop. Boom da da boom da
Rhode Island group by the name of the Vidells. That's not the first Vidells song you'll hear tonight. And that's their first hit record, going back to 1959 with Be My Girl. Gotta love that beginning there. Gotta love that doo-wop beginning. All right, you want to hear some more doo-wop? This one, this is the definition right here. The Mellows, going back to 1956 with You're Gone. But that beginning, man, you know what it is.
Ooh, doo-wop, ba-da-doo-wop, doo-wop, doo-wop, ba-da-doo-wop, doo-wop, doo-wop, ba-da-doo-wop, doo-wop, ba-da-doo-wop, doo-wop, 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 doo-wop.
The Mellows. Oh, that's definitive doo-wop there. Yes, you can't get any more doo-wop-y than that, right? You've Gone, going back to 1956 on Candlelight Records. Well, make sure you stay tuned. We are an hour or two coming up next hour. It's the 9 o'clock spotlight, and we will be featuring Old Town Records. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Well, this next song, a great song. We're going back to 1962 on Trans-Atlas Records. It's a song called Round in Circles. Yes, don't get dizzy, all right?
Round in circles, round in circles.
The best oldies on the best station. 99.9. Oldies 99.9.
Well, only yours. Our love would never die.
Those were the Aladdins, going back to 1962 on Which Records? And yeah, that's a group from Chicago called the Aladdins. Anyways, we are going back to 1957. We're going to do another couple songs, and then we'll do some more shout-outs here. This next song is from the Impressors, and this is a song called No, 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 but it's not same song. There's another song called No, 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 and you know what? Maybe we'll play that one after this one. All right, but this is the Impressors with No, 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 and it's right here on Street Corner Sunday.
No, 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 no.
We play your favorite oldies. Oldies 98.
On my boom, a boom, boom, a boom, a boom, boom.
No, don't diss me.
Bud Johnson and the Chanters, going back to October of 1958 on Deluxe Records with their song called No, No, No. Yes, two different songs. You have the Impressors going back to 1957 with a song called No, No, No. And of course, there's the Chanters version. Well, we're going to do some more shout-outs. We haven't done any shout-outs this hour yet. Want to shout out my buddy Frank down there in Woodbury, Connecticut. Hey, Frank. Hope you're having a fabulous weekend so far. Hope you're staying cool with all that humidity this weekend. Want to shout out Al in Alabama. Hey, Al. Hope you're enjoying all this great doo-wop stuff. And last but not least, want to shout out my buddy Harry over there in Idaho. Well, we're going to do several great doo-wop oldies in a row. We're going to hear from the Casualiers, the Vibra-Harps, the Dubs, the Interludes, the Swinging Hearts, the Bop Chords, the Five Discs, the Mystics. Oh, so many great doo-wop groups. It's really great stuff, and we're going to do a nice long set here for you. All right, and it's we're going to kick it off with a song called At the Dance by the Casualiers, going back to 1959, and it's right here on the station you sing along to.
Your favorite oldies all weekend long. Oldies 99.9.
Oh my goodness, I love that song. The Mystics, Hushabye, and I'm going to tell you something. Have a feeling that one's going to be higher this year. Came in at number 60 last year. I have a feeling that one's going to be a little higher on the list this year, but we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyways, I had a little bit of a mistake. The Casualiers, that first song that you heard, At the Dance, didn't come out in 1959. Came out in 1962 on Mona Lee Records. Yeah, pretty good song there. You heard lots of good ones. And we're going to do another long set here, but how about, before we get to that next long set, why don't we do some more shout-outs? Want to shout out Wayne and Yvonne. Want to shout out Toby in Southeastern Mass. Want to shout out my buddy Ray in Southeastern Mass. Hey, Ray, hope you're enjoying all these great good time oldies of the 50s and 60s. Hope you're enjoying all the great doo-wop on Street Corner Sunday. And, of course, want to shout out Linda in Phillipsburg, PA, out by Altoona and State College and all of that. And we have tons of doo-wop oldies here for you. We are going to be hearing in this next set, we'll be hearing from the Time Tones, we'll be hearing from Andy and the Marglos, the Earls, Lee Andrews and the Hearts, the Cleftones, be hearing from Vince Castro and the Tonettes, we'll be hearing from the Crests, the Vidells, and so many more. And it's right here on the station you sing along to Oldies 99.9.
This is the last dance they do.
It's Street Corner Sunday night with Rockin' Steve B on Pennsylvania's Oldies Station.
Oldies 99.9.
Summer fun and good time oldies.
Oldies 99.9.
Summer's here, school is through. Now I'm wondering what to do. Ooh,
great oldies. Oldies 99.9.
Street Corner Sunday.
Oldies 99.9. The Valley's greatest hits of all time.
I saw my heart to the juggernaut now. I saw my heart to the juggernaut now.
Well, if you like 70s music, this name will sound very familiar. Patti LaBelle and the Bluebells. Yes, I sold my heart to the Junkman, going back to 1962. Oh, now that is some amazing doo-wop right there. I love that the Bluebells there with their doo-wop backing vocals. Oh, that is just incredible. All right, let's move on. But before we do, how about we do some shout-outs here? Well, I want to shout out Jane in Texas. How you doing, Jane? I know she loves the doo-wop, and, she's always saying how there's not much doo-wop in Texas. There's a little doo-wop in Texas, Jane. There's a little doo-wop down there. Remember the Velvets? Tonight could be the night. Yeah, there's doo-wop down there. Anyways, want to shout out my coworker, Andrea. Hey, Andrea. How you doing? Hope you're having a great weekend. Hope you're enjoying your summer so far. And, of course, we got to shout out Ken, right? Hey, Ken, how you doing? Enjoying all the great doo-wop? I know you are. He loves the doo-wop music. Well, we're going to do a nice set of doo-wop music. We're going to hear the Jesters next with I Laughed. And then you also hear some Shep and the Limelights, Jerry Granahan, the Nutmegs, the Duprees, and the Classics. It's all right here on the station. You sing along to Oldies 99.9.
Boom, 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 boom.
Here's a nice, slow doo-wop ballad here on Street Corner Sunday night, here on PA's only
Oldies 99.9.
You're my love. You're my we play your favorite oldies.
Oldies 98.
Street corner Sunday with holiday oldies 98.
Do-do-dum, 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 whip, whip, whip. Do-do-dum, do-do-dum.
Oh, I love that one. Going back to 1963 with the Classics. Until then, here on Street Corner Sunday, here on Oldies 99.9, the Northeast home for good times and great oldies. Well, this next one, it's by the Sensations featuring Yvonne Mills, and it's going back to 1956, and it's called Please, Mr. Disc Jockey. Yes, I will play the great doo-wop for you.
Do-do-do-do.
Please, Mr. Disc Jockey, tell him for me.
We play your favorite oldies. Oldies 99.9.
Here's a great up-tempo, fast doo-wop record here on Street Corner Sunday night, here on PA's only
Oldies 99.9.
Bow, 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 bow.
Man, Arlene Smith and the Chantels, going back to 1957 with The Plea, here on Street Corner Sunday, here on Oldies 99.9. You're home for good times and great oldies. Well, this next song came in at number 96 last year on the top 101 doo-wop songs. Vito and the Salutations and their up-tempo version of Unchained Melody.
Remember your favorite oldies. 1957. 101 CBS FM.
Oh, I love that one. The Echoes Keep Calling Me, Little Joe and the Thrillers from South Philly. And it's right here on Street Corner Sunday here on Oldies 99.9. Well, we're going back to 1961. This song came in last year in the top 101. It came in at song number 100. And it's right here, going back to 1961 with the Pentagons and I Wonder If Your Love Will Ever Belong to Me.
I wonder if your love will ever belong to me.
Oldies 98.
Ooh la la, ooh la la, ooh la 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 la, ooh la
Oldies 99.9.
The Slow Doo-Wop Hour.
Oldies 99.9. The Valley's greatest hits of all time.
What a beautiful song. Richard Barrett with the Chantels backing him up there. Summer's Love. Do they make them like that anymore? That's my question. Do they make them like that? I don't think so. I dare you to find that one played on the radio, and I dare you to find a song like that made today. Well, it's the Slow Doo-Wop Hour. It's a full hour complete with all of your favorite slow doo-wop songs, and here's a definitive slow doo-wop song. The Five Satins going back to 1957 to the Isle, right here on Street Corner Sunday.
First aboard to the There's a moon out tonight.
Marathons going back to 1959 on Sabrina Records with Don't Know Why. Oh, such a great one. I love this stuff. I really do. You know, they just don't make them like it anymore. And, you know, there's just so many deep ones, right, that so many people just don't know about. It's incredible. All right. Well, we're going back to the year 1962. I would say this is one of my favorites. This came in at number 10 last year on the top 101 doo-wop songs of 2022. See where it comes in this year, right? I wouldn't imagine it's going to be much lower than where it is right now. And this is the Excellence, and it's right here on...
The station you sing along to, Oldies 99.9.
You're my Coney Island baby. So much to
The Platters on the Slow Doo-Wop Hour here on Street Corner Sunday, here on Oldies 99.9, your home for good times and great oldies. Well, lots of great slow doo-wops here coming up, and this next one is from a group called The Saucers. And you know what? We're going to send this one out to Jane in Texas, because these folks are from Texas. It's called Why Do I Dream? And it's right here on Street Corner Sunday.
Why do I dream? Oh.
CBS FM 101.1.
Darling, oh, when we get married, we'll
I love you. I love you.
Yes, I do love you. And that's why I'm doing this, right? You all love the great doo-wop of the 50s and 60s, and we're doing it every Sunday night here on Street Corner Sunday, here on Oldies 99.9, your home for good times and great oldies, and of course, your home for doo-wop, of course. And, this next one is a great doo-wop ballad, and it's, of course, a good one for also the first full weekend of summer. It's a group called The Pals, and it's called Summer Is Here, but an amazing doo-wop ballad. It's right here on the Slow Doo-Wop Hour, here on Oldies 99.9.
Summer is here.
We play your favorite oldies, Oldies 99.9.
Oh, what a night.
The year was 1956, and that was Oh What a Night by the Dells. They would eventually do a newer version, but it's not the same. You gotta love that original version done on VJ Records, and it's right here on Street Corner Sunday, here on Oldies 99.9, and we have a little dedication. I'm gonna dedicate this one to my buddy Ken over there in Bennington. I know he likes this one. We're going back to 1957 with Johnny and Joe, and a song called
Over the mountain, cross the sea.
Meanderings, going back to 1960 here on the Slow Doo-Wop Hour here on Street Corner Sunday night, here on Oldies 99.9, your home for good times and great oldies. Well, here's a definitive doo-wop song, especially for summertime, and it's the Dan Lears, going back to 1958, where
We play your favorite oldies, Oldies 98.
One summer night.
going back to 1959 on Oticon Records here on Street Corner Sunday, where it's the slow doo-wop hour. Here on Oldies 99.9, well, this next one came in at number 5 last year. Yes, was very highly liked. Go ahead, sing along to it, you know it.
My love must be a kind of blind love. I can't see anyone but you.
CBS FM.
Like I cry when you
Well, don't cry, but it is the end of Street Corner Sunday for this week. But we'll be back next week with more great doo-wop songs of the 50s and 60s. And here is the 5 Satins to finish us out as always. You guys take care.
still